started to get broken down in the mouth. Carbohydrates by amylase and mechanical digestion just breaking it up. Next it's going to go down the esophagus into the stomach. Now, the model's not perfect, but it would be pushed down into the stomach. So here we go. Going into there. This isn't that bad. In it goes. Now, the stomach has muscles to help churn and mix up the food. And so it's a little bit, that's why we've got a blender, it's a little bit like this. So that's starting to really mix it up. To be honest, the stomach can't mix it up as much as a blender, but it will do a good job of mixing it up. Now, what's missing though from here? Yeah, acid. What we should have is some acid in there to help kill any microbes and to help hydrochloric acid to help kill any microbes, and it will help a bit break down the food. So I'm going to pour that in. I'm going to put all of it. The stomach itself makes it. But who can remember something a bit more difficult? What else is missing? A chemical, enzymes to break down protein. Begins with P. Well done. I did just tell you, but we've got it here. Pepsin. So I'm going to pour in some of that. It has to get mixed up, otherwise it won't be able to break up the protein. So I'll put that on here and give it a bit more of a mix.
Looks like chocolate milk.
Okay. In real life, the food could stay in there for hours. Well, it would stay in there for hours, with the enzymes doing their job and the stomach mixing it together. But obviously, we're going to speed it up a bit. Where's it going to go next? Mimi, where's it going to go next? Stomach, and then to the... Well done. To the small intestine. So I'm going to take this off, and for the small intestine, we're simply going to have this bowl. And bit by bit, pull, pull, pull. I almost did the classic pulling it off without the lid on, and it goes up in your face. It's tight. That's what you wanted to see, but you're not. And I'm going to pour it into here. So a lot of the digestion has now taken place. We've got a few extra bits in there, which I'm going to put in. Okay, if we step back a little bit, directors. Now, into the small intestine. Digestion's doing well, but it's been protein and a little bit of carbohydrate. It has to be completed now, and that means breaking down all the carbohydrate into small molecules to go into the blood, to dissolve and go into the blood. All the protein needs to be broken down, all the fat. So we need more enzymes. Does anyone know the names of the enzymes now? Up there, maybe. You can shout out. Pepsin's only in the stomach. Lipase, good. Lipase for lipids or fats. Some of that's going to go in. And anything else? Protease. Well done. It's another enzyme. Protease. You see they end in A's to break down more protein. And we're going to have some, anything else? Some more amylase to finish breaking down the starch. We'd even also have some carbohydrates to break down other carbohydrates. But that's going to go in there. Enzymes for all the food groups. And finally, I'm going to show you this later, bile, which isn't an enzyme, but helps to break up the fat into small droplets, like washing up liquid, as I said, so it's easier for them to be broken down, otherwise they stay together as big blobs. And so that goes in, and now we've got this nice mixture in the the small intestine. And obviously, the small intestine, the whole digestive system, in terms of the organs the food goes through, has muscles to push things along, to mix a bit, particularly now to push things along, but that is getting mixed up. And all those enzymes are doing their job, breaking down the large molecules into small ones, so they can dissolve and go into the blood. Bit of fatty ham there, though. Still needs to be broken down by some enzymes. Nice bit of ham and chocolate there. Well, at least it's not lunch next. So, mixing. It's quite cold, actually. Sometimes fat and protein can be hard to digest, and it might stay in there for quite a long time. Okay, now, the last part of the small intestine. This is what happens. You've got that diagram in your book, but you've got inside the intestine, outside the blood. And this is what happens. You've probably seen one of these at home. Sieve, and I'm also going to put in this cloth to help make filtering even easier. But what happens is the good stuff is going to go through and be absorbed into the blood, so it can be taken around the body. The waste is going to be left behind. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the blood here. Let's move things around a little bit. And this is the small intestine, the end of the small intestine. So what happens is, let me just make sure this is crushed down. What happens is, this. In goes, or the food passes through, and then the small molecules are being absorbed into the blood. They're small enough now to go into the blood. I'm just going to leave that there for a little bit. And some of you already looked, Sian, in particular, at the website school, and you saw it was at the villi. That's where the food is absorbed. It passes through into the blood. So that's where this would be happening.